Hello, whoa, and welcome to the third part of the tutorial series about the Python basics. After we had a quick look about every data type, now it's time to get a little bit deeper in the first data type, or not the first, but the first two data types, and these are integers and floats. I just want to show in practice what you can do with integers, the basic functions, and of course the arithmetic operations. Yeah, as you can obviously hear, I have to make some effort to pronounce this, but I'm not used to say arithmetic operations. In German, it is just arithmetische Operationen, and yes, that's why. But let's head back to the topic. So, what integers are and how you declare them, I showed in the last videos. As a quick reminder, it works like this. So we first have the name of the variable, and then we say equals to, and we have the name of the variable equals 33, for example. And I didn't mention it in my last video. The program usually starts with the first line and goes down forward, except there's a line which says you have to repeat this code, or which defines a function, but we will head to this later. So for now we just have to know that the program starts at the top and goes down line for line until it reaches the bottom. So although we have declared a variable, we can still still give a new value to the same variable. For example, we have my integer is 2 and here it is 33, and when we print our my int, we will get, of course, 33 because we said it is 33. And if we go one step earlier, he will print 2. As you see, he prints 2 because, yes, at this point we haven't told the program that the value of my integer is 33, so at this time it's just 2. Okay, it would be a little boring if we just can declare variables. We also can make arithmetic operations like addition, which is just adding another value to the integer. When we print my int now, it should be obviously 5. Same goes for subtraction. If we add a negative number or subtract, we will get -1. We can multiply, which is 6, and we can divide. And now we come to floats, because integers are only whole numbers. If we want to declare a float, we can do it like this. Now we declared a float. And now we printed not only one, but 2 floats, because my integer isn't a float anymore. It is, I'm sorry, I mean, my integer is not an integer anymore, it's a float, because, caused by the division, you don't have a whole number. 2 divided with 3 is not a whole number anymore, so we need a float for this. And in Python, floats are automatically generated if you divide something which is not a whole number. If we have 6, it is also a float. But yes, we can, of course, make an integer out of 6 divided to 3, and now it is a 2. So if you write integer of and the number or the data type you want to make an integer of in the braces, you get an integer out of it. If we make an integer out of a float, I guess he will just, the value is rounded down. So even if we move 2.9 into an integer, it will still say 2 because although 2.9 is closer to 3, it always rounds down. What we can do the same for float, so we can say my float is the float out of 2, but it should be obvious, then it is 2.0 again. Yes. So now we had the most common operators. There are 2 more I want to show. I'm sorry, of course, I mean there are 3 more operations I want to show. So first we start with the exponentation. Exponentation, you know probably from school, is when you have, for example, you want to multiply 2 with itself, but yes, 4 times. This is exponentation. You, as I said, you know it from school maybe. And the same goes if you have 2 multiply symbols in a row. And then you will have the same function, and that's it. So if we print our exponent, we have 16. So we get 16, of course, because that's the value. So next is floor division. So if we still want to keep our integer through division, and we divide something where a rest should be. For example, if we divide 7 by 3, of course we can't, if we want to declare a variable, we aren't allowed to use white space. So if we divide 7 by 3, we get a float. Okay, of course I have to print my new variable. And yes, when we do the floor division, we will get 2 because in first or maybe second grade in elementary school you learned 7 divided by 3 is 2 rest 1. I learned that in school in second grade. And so the floor division gives us the 2. And now if we want to know what is the rest of a division which is left over, we have, I call it my modulo, because we have the modulo operator. So the modulo operator gives us the remainder of a division. And if we now divide, if we use the modulo operator, which is a percentage sign, we should get nothing because we again forget to print it. So if we print it, it should give us 1 because the remainder of the division is 1. If we divide it by 200, 7 isn't divisible by 200, or it is divisible, but it will give float which is smaller than 1. So the remainder is still 7, which goes up until we reached 700. So 199 is the largest value where we have a value a valuable less than 1. So we have 199 as the highest possible value. So here you have a last overview about every operation, arithmetic operation, which you can do in Python with our integers. If we run the program, of course, 2 plus 3 makes a 5, 2 minus 3 makes minus 1, 2 multiplied with 3 makes 6, and so on. The rest should be obvious. So last but not least, we are already finished, but I would like to show you some tasks you can do for practice. So here we are. These are the tasks I thought of. And yeah, let's solve the first task together so that you know how the solution was meant, or how the tasks were meant to be solved. So we have at our first task try to print 28 by using the operators multiply, addition, and the numbers 13 once and 2 twice. This is really easy because we just have to use 13 once, 2 twice, because we first multiply 13 with 2 and then we add another 2 and we should get 28. Perfect. So for the next tasks, I will show you the solution in the next video. You have to reach 16. You can print the number 16 at the end, but you are only allowed to use the numbers 13 and 10 and the operators multiply, division, modulo, and the floor division as often as you want. For example, we can use 13 and can divide it with 10 and divide it with 10 and divide it with 13. But in the end we won't get 16 but 0.0.1, not 0.1 but 0.01. Yes, that's not the solution, but we want to reach the 16. So instead of 0.01 there should be 16. So if you have a solution you can post it in the comments, or you can just think for yourself, and in the next video I show you my solutions for these tasks. And yes, I wish you a wonderful evening. Here it is close to midnight, yes. But I wish you then a wonderful midnight. Have a nice day, have fun with programming, and see you in the next video where we are doing everything I know about strings.